They have 0 kills to their name.
It's got to start now, Rich.
It absolutely has to. They are essentially, you know, the #2 American team coming into this. You've got a bit of a target on your back, right? You're one of the big dogs. You're one of the potentials that's going towards Dubai. When you're going in last place into game #3, it absolutely has to start now because there's only a few left. You know, every single time, if you're going to get another finish like that, if you are 20th by game 3. Game 4, 5, 6 absolutely have to be wins to kind of get any chance whatsoever of getting that #1 spot.
Right, let's bring it into the game from the east to the west. The plane is in the air and the teams are already on the way. Of course, again, if you're just tuning in, there are 20 teams in this, 80 players individually, all for those top 3 spots that send them through to Dubai. The sun awaiting out there for some of these boys. And I'm not sure who to look at here. I think Lights Out is a storyline that will be in the back of our mind certainly throughout this one, but it has to start now. So if they don't get off to a blistering start, getting the kills, getting the frags, getting those points beside them, it might be almost too little too late.
Yeah, it's a team who will keep a very, very close eye on this one to see how they perform and see if they manage to get at least into the top 3, because if they don't, I really do fear what it'll do for the points. All right, that there is 8 games, but still, every time we finish one, it just gets even more harder, and you just put more pressure on yourself.
Ooh.
So, yeah, he's
We're all feeling a little dizzy after that.
He's having a bit of fun. Fair play.
got a little tangled up in the old wires.
Well, at least he's down, though.
He is.
It's not giving way just yet. Vehicles are abound. I see Trolling just get the hell out of here, as he does have quite a lot of people around him.
There could be some men in the field.
He's got 2. Oh! Solid. Rip.
The culling in the fields. The corn is being collected. Oh, that's just cruelty.
F in the chat for TSM player Solid. He backs out of competitive on PC and gets run over on mobile. Feels bad, man.
Feels TSM, man.
Just
right.
TSM things.
Well, there is the circle. Nothing too worrying as of yet. If you're, I guess, looking at underrated, they might have a little bit further way to go, but no one else really in much trouble. The teams who go towards the military base, towards the south, they can work their way back up. We are seeing a couple of punches coming through, those early kills coming out, and actually gets confirmed as well.
Oh,
wait, was that a crossbow kill just came out?
Yeah.
Oh, Hotted, no. Oh, sweet summer child, Hotted.
Poor Alan. And then they finished him off with a bow as well. I hear a scream in the background that he's managed to get a kill with a crossbow.
Look at that.
I don't know what's worse, getting killed by a crossbow or getting killed by a crossbow with a man who's dressed as a piece of corn. I'm not quite sure.
Bad. It's rough out here.
Poor Alan.
You just want to hug him after that sort of thing happens to you, don't you?
That's 3 games now I've seen him.
But it's because it's with the crossbow. That thing's hard to use.
And he killed him with it as well. Knocked and killed. Oh well, there's 3 teams lurking in Pachinki, so we might have a bit of a battle of the bands in there. 13, 10, and 17. Let's run through. We've got Derek's Killers on team 17. Number 10.
They've been good at that.
Winsanity, and then we also have, unlucky for some, the Pachinki Bandits actually inside Pachinki. Can they live up to their name, and can they clear the rest out here?
Derek's Killers have been phenomenal so far at this. This has been pretty big for them, so we'll see if they can do something with this.
You got to remember, they had a 2nd place finish as well in game #1,
Absolutely.
right? For a team that gets voted in, everyone's like, oh, okay, maybe it's not one of the pro teams, one of the big boys, but they're living up to it. Okay, they've dropped down, so I think it's 8th place now, but still, I mean, hell, they're a lot higher than the 2nd-ranked team coming into this.
That's a little bit worrying when you put it like that, but you can see Team 10 on the screens with Sanity already trying to eye up where the opponents are, using that 3rd person to the best of their ability, checking those corners before you walk around them. We saw so many people being called out by that.
They're getting closer, Lauren. Getting closer on the western side. They've only got 2 buildings between them, an abundance of lines of sight, so to say. One's on the initial level 1 building just in front of them, but the rest of them are all backed off. No, armor lacking. Armor, should I say, across the board. Level 1s. Weaponry is only shotguns and pistols.
This is the worrying thing with Pachinki. You look at the city.
Good.
It's hard to split it between 2. It's viable. But you want loot. That's the main thing here. Between 3 teams, you're going to be suffering to find it here. So Team 17 does have the, I guess, the main cut of the meat, right? They get the prime of the steak, as the other 2 will have to fight for the scraps.
Essentially, Derek's Killers, they can wait until the fight engages and then push it. All this is going on. Those 2 teams are in a stalemate, so they're not collecting gear. They're not getting armor. They're not getting weapons. They are going to be really poorly undiluted.
Oh, did someone just nade themselves?
Didn't see.
I think
the kill feed is quite quick.
It is. You blink and you miss it, but I think we might have just seen a little bit of a self-nade coming out.
Oh. okay.
Yep. Yes, thank you, observers. The slow zoom of judgment. It was him.
Feels bad. I mean, they probably won't even have the bandages to get back up to full health. A kink in the armor has been found, and now Derek's killers, they're lurking. Assassin's Creed atop of the buildings, looking forward. The corn killers are here. Sow the seeds of their dreams.
We are seeing a couple of exchanges going down as well. I'm not sure where they are. They're not in Pachinki, those kills coming through. So that's going to be somewhere else where potentially pretty far away as well. I'm not seeing too many teams overlapping. I'm curious where those kills just came from.
Well, FP, that's going to be foul player, right? So that's another member. Solid initially going down. Then we see exclusive fall as well. Things aren't looking good for foul play so far.
No, not this round at least.
Still, Derek's killers, I like what they're doing. They're just sitting here now. They're waiting for the initial fight to break out across the road. They know exactly where these players are. You'll keep iron sighting from the top of the building. Make sure he gives the information. The rest of the team can read off the back of him.
The thing is as well, if you are on Derek's killer's side, you almost don't want to be taking needless fights because it's very easy to get revives and your points can get taken.
Another team's rock. Is that another team rocking up in the back lines, Lauren?
No. Same teams. Same teams. 3 teams. 3 teams.
Red zone as well. So the question is, now are they going to use this to move?
I personally wouldn't. I'd just try and get decent cover. Split north and south and lock them in so you can't lose them in the buildings. Because the bigger problem becomes that it's very hard to confirm those kills. The kills and the points, it's not just from knocking them. You don't get the points for knocking, you get the kills confirmed to your points. So that's what you don't want to give. You don't want to give it to the other team that's hanging around there. You want to get those confirmed. So for them, I think smart positioning is the main way forward. As we do check in on some of the other teams here, this is Oceano Gaming, so they'll be getting their loot on. Don't see too many close by to them, so they should be safe to get their loot.
I think it was Hector that we saw in the kill feed picking up a player from foul play. It might have been exclusive we saw down, so you'd expect them to have a couple of points under the belt, maybe 1 or 2. I'm not entirely sure who got that first initial kill on Solid with a knock, or someone else running him over as well for the kill, so a couple of points at least picking up along the way. Gankstars have yet to rear their heads, as ever. North Georgia Pulp, same place every single time.
The impressive part is, if you put it into perspective, these guys won't get many early fights, and yet they still get very high kills. So they make it count very late game, and they're good at it. You know, whereas you'll see other teams getting maybe 4 kills, potentially more, because they'll have early exchanges. Whereas these guys will get the loot they want, which is great. There's other benefits, don't get me wrong, but they'll get the loot they want, and then they'll work their way out and have mid to late game fights. Now, with the blue starting to really creep its way forward soon, teams will have to keep that in mind. Have to start positioning accordingly. However, this bodes well for the teams towards the western side of the map. There's still plenty of loot available. We do see the teams towards the southern sides of Georgia Pole continuing their loot route as well. And Lights Out, they were the team that we wanted to kind of discuss here, because I know a lot of people at home will be keeping tabs on them, considering they came into this looking good. And then where have they been today? Not here.
Yep, they are inside the circle. They are taking that westerly course. Not a big fan of it myself. I suppose if you do move up into West Town for Georgia Paul, you've got all that. You will have to maybe fight team number 5, which will be Wildcat if you did get a little bit too close and overstepped your boundaries. I think the bigger story for Gankstars is the fact that they have their, not only their loot runs, but their loot cycles, because no one's here to bother them. They have their own little routes that they can do. They can pick everything up. They can just get completely geared out of their mind, and no one just bothers them whatsoever. And then once they exit that place, they are just 2s, 3s, snipers, ARs. It's all in abundance, and the grenades as well. We've seen some absolutely kick-ass grenade kills from them. Still, over here with team number 10. This will be Winsanity. I'm seeing a lack of armor.
That's the shotgun. Oh, the shotgun denial. That's huge play.
Hits him through the window. There's a little doorway opened up, but he is pretty tagged. He's heavily tagged on the Uzi. Did its damage.
We're having shotgun battles left, right, and center. The players are kicking off. You can see it now. This is close quarter combat coming through.
Sprays inside the building as he goes down. Turns on him on a pinhead. Denies him entry inside. And now the question is, can they get the revival? All 4 players will stay alive, but finally,
here we go.
Derek has raised his head. It's time to get involved.
Winsanity trying to stay alive. They're the ones who got the kills. They're the ones who did it all. But this could be the ruiner. The nade, it looks pretty good as well. It's coming through. Keep your eyes on that kill feed. If that goes off, and just about staying alive. they could be completely dismantled as Derek's killers. Oh, there he goes.
Headshot.
First one down. Is there more to follow, Rich?
It's a banger of a shot. It puts him down, but I tell you what, the walking wound is there. 3 people crawling around, asking for help. Clear. What can he do apart from sit and hide? Here comes the cleanup crew. All of Derek's team will now just move through. That'll be a nice, easy 45 points in the bag. They timed it perfectly. They waited.
Look at all of this. They're racking it up.
It's gone. They're dead. They're done.
Derek's killers, really smart timing, really smart
Perfect
play.
time, right?
We theorized this. We said that's the potential thing. The fight kicks off. They come in at the right time. They don't let their points get stolen. They steal everyone else's. Very, very smart from them. Really good for their position as well. They finished second in the first game. I mean, they're having a very good performance. So keep your eyes on them. They're proving again, Pochinki, it's their city.
I'm pretty sure it was 5 kills in total, so they actually scraped the barrel of the first initial engagement that went down. And again, once it all kicks off, they then decide it's time to strike, and strike they do. Strike right into the heart, wipe out the team, and now Pochinki truly is theirs. They can continue any looting, or they can just pick up all the body bags, to be honest with you. But then again, when we look towards what were actually in them, the 2 teams that were fighting were kind of chomping at the bit and didn't really have much in terms of weaponry, utility, armor. So those guys do need to move, though, Lauren, because the blue... Yep. It's starting to squish people together.
It is, but just to take a second while we see them starting to rotate away from Primorsk, huge shout out to that shotgun ability from Winsanity. That was really nice. I like the aggression, I like the confidence in it. You got to just get in there and try and get the job done, and they did that. Sadly, it didn't go well for them in the bigger picture, but they got at least style points. Now, Pochinki's got a lot of teams traversing near it. I don't think anyone's going to pull up. They're probably on their way to Gatka. At the moment, we are seeing teams trying to get out of that blue zone. We already heard you don't be in the blue zone too long from the lovely guys on the desk. They've given us the tips, the hints, and we'll be keeping, again, close eyes on those guys.
They've got vehicles, so they can at least move.
They're fine.
They might just have the buggy, which means 2 of them can go off and potentially drop one off, go and find another vehicle, come back, call and collect your teammates.
Currently in 4th place, 9 kills. So not a high kill team, but
center circle.
Doing well. And yes, Rich, we do have a center circle coming in. Pretty much to the northern side of Pochinki is the very center point. So the teams you guys saw at home, looting those extremities, now need to get moving because Pochinki will not be for free.
So the better thing about a center circle like this, if teams are thinking ahead of where they go, how they rotate, how they approach these circles, when it's something like this and you don't really have any water in play, you can go and do the wide swings, the wide pushes, the wide entrances. I mean, you look at that eastern bank of that circle, there's absolutely no teams there whatsoever. So if I'm team number 4, for instance, Team Gates, you might want to go to the opposing bridge. You might want to go to the east bridge, come up through Milter, take all that to your entire integrity. I mean, this is where you kind of need that knowledge of knowing where did the plane come in? Where are the people going to be dropping? What's going to be clear? Where can I move through? It's a lovely circle. You go to see it smack bang in the middle.
The Gankstars getting a drop as well. I think they are.
I think it was a double, right?
Yeah, I think so. So they should be able to get a nice little upgrade from that. I wonder what gun they're going to get off the back of that.
Imagine giving a Gankstars player an AWM. Oof. You love to see it.
That's a scary prospect, isn't it? They can see the red in the distance. They're running towards that one. They want a bit of that.
It's on top of a building.
Can they get up there? I don't know if they can.
Uh-oh.
Because that's not one of the enterable ones.
That could be a feels bad man.
Oh, that's going to be rough. It could be a 180 out, just being toyed with, teased at it.
I think they just got debated by the game.
I think so. But still, no one else can get it either. We are going to be keeping on board with Rolex and the gang on their way, heading towards getting to safety. Every team now thinking, where can we go? Where's that next safe spot we can hunker down in for a second or two?
Team number 2 lights out. The team we said we would focus a little bit on this game. Currently still over by the hospital. They'll begin to rotate very shortly. Team 5 ahead of them, Wildcard, will get in. It looks like we've actually got a compound breach here. One player is still inside there from Team 9. That's underrated. Meanwhile, the rest of the Hammers, they've pushed in. He's hanging around here. This could be interesting. The grenade, or maybe it was the molly there, off the back, so you can hear the footsteps. They know exactly what's going on. We'll see if this engagement does kick off. He's going to go for a bit of a long run out in the open, sees through the field. You can hear the DP in the background. The corns are alive. And they're kicking. You can hear the Kar 98 as well, so sniper rifle in abundance.
And Animosity showed some real aggression before. Probably not going to be the case this time around. Memory Sports being a little careful. Both sides are. We're getting down to crunch time. We're halfway through the day. You don't want to be giving it up now. You don't want to be letting those kills slide.
It's one of those, anyway, you come into tomorrow if you've got a nice little bit of a buffer when it comes to points.
But look at this. Team 16 are surrounded on all fronts.
Hmm.
Hammer Esports, I don't think they're aware of it, but there could be some trouble here.
What did we mention earlier on, funnily enough? Team Gates, they could have taken that easterly bridge. They've done it. They've taken the wide one through the blue.
Really nice.
And now they've got so much open space to play with.
The great thing in their minds as well is they know that they're the ones coming off that sort of area as well. No one's been in front of them. Ooh, a couple of nades here and there. Here we go. This is when things get a little bit fun.
Cooked it.
No one close enough to catch any
bit,
issues with that.
A little bit too long, so it exploded through the air. That one could be better, though. One player's moving in the wrong direction. It may have just fallen short.
Again, I don't think they're going to make moves on this. It could be a couple of peaks here and there, but they're being quite cautious. You don't want to make mistakes.
The crossfire, though, set up. So as soon as they have to exit that, they're going to get murdered,
This is another breach. You're talking about breaches. Team 7 here. Team G25 that everyone loved to see before. They're the guys who had those great fights up in Yasnaya. So if they can have a little bit of that again, this could be brilliant up against just some dude. So a nade or two could really alleviate this pressure. There's the first nade. Oh, look at that angle, though.
He's ready for it. If they want to breach this, they can crack on.
His teammates are pretty far away. He's all on his own here.
They're going here. They're pushing.
They're pushing. They're going to try and breach. Let's see if he can get anything done here. There's 4 players coming his way.
The door's open. The welcome wagon's there. They're pushing up the stern. He just needs to hold point for now, but taking on 4 is going to be all kinds of dangerous. Initial shots come through, and unfortunately, he doesn't even manage to connect on with 1. The push is real. And the confirmation is there as well. Knock, instant flush, and the 3 remaining players from Team 20, they can just only look onwards as their fallen comrade goes down.
Yeah, they didn't even try and support him at that point. You could have maybe set up a little bit closer to try and create some sort of crossfire, catch him on the push, give some information, but he was left to rot to that situation. But the southern side, this bridge, is looking very, very scary. There's potentially 2-3 teams who can have a fight on this one. It looks like we've got one team further down below the bridge, but there's going to be fights around this. They're being locked out.
Needs to be really careful, though, because there's 2. The player that he has just taken down, the other 2 are by the post, and I don't think he realizes that. They haven't shown their face just yet. Now he gets spotted.
Oh, they need these shots to land, and accurately, the M16 could be perfection at this. There it is. That's where you want. That accuracy from this gun is so good. That's knocking 1 and puts the other player on the back foot now.
Silencer on the back of it as well. Give you the 5% deviation. It's not too much compared to the flash or the compensator, but still, it's a fan favorite with everybody else.
Look at this flank as well, looking for new angles. Trying to deny that revive if he tries to go for it. Really nice, aggressive positioning off the back. Trying to confirm that kill, get those points in the bag if they can.
Stalemate for now. You can see Hector. We're seeing his name pop up quite a bit. That's a grenade kill comes through.
That's a trade.
Oh, yeah, it is.
This is huge. This is really, really big. Now he has to go. He's got to push this one. He's going to try and smoke, try and do something, but in your head, you're worried. Now you're thinking, wait, do I have time on this? He's going on the wide flank. He's going to try and make this one happen. The UMP in hand. You can see on the other side, he's trying to keep them pressured. And here comes the push. M16 locked and loaded. Does he find him in time? One play goes down. He gets that. That's points on the board. But the kill in front of him, that's the big defining point. His teammate's bleeding out. He has to get there fast.
Grenades there, so he might actually be able just to roll this to one side and then he should be aiming at the other to try and push him out, and look at that. Just like that, the bait is real, but the turn on is 2.
There's a teammate in the back lines. He's just turned up. Another teammate comes through to try and help him out. Oh, no! What a mistake!
Unfortunately, tries to chase it, but he will confirm the kill. Just see the tombstone appear on the left-hand side. He's down, he's dead. He can get the first aid off. But his teammate's still crawling in front of him.
He's still there, yeah.
He's still there, so he can potentially try and save it because they're down. 50% remaining, 25 if he falls. The smokes are there. He can build a little bit of a wall, but it's dangerous, Lauren.
Yeah, it really is. We can see one of the teammates arriving, but a little too late. One of the girthy dingoes in the back lines could have got there. That was the tag we saw coming out. That was one tag from the other teammate trying to save his team, but it's too little too late. The blue will start to move in just a little bit of time, but for now we do see the new circle coming in. Very central towards Pachinki, towards the west side of it. A little bit of the north of the ruins included. That UMP almost made me jump.
Yeah, I'm going to say it was a little bit worrying, a little bit more worrying for the rest of the players that were the onslaught there. Just fell victim to G25, decided to breach the compound, but the UMPs are real up close and personal. Happy days for the spray down.
Really nice gear too,
bag.
Rich.
Yeah?
Really well geared. Even with that UMP, the SMG's close range, you know they do work, so very, very nice.
One thing to notice, Lauren, look at where Lights Out are. They've been so quiet recently. They are playing extremely passive.
Yeah.
We'll see Gankstars going flying by them.
This is scary for Gankstars because every compound is pretty much taken at this point. They need to be very careful where they position. Here's fine, and I think they've scouted that out well.
They like to be central as well, which they can't do in this one. I actually like it. Don't just go dive bombing in. There's no point because you need to be aware that other people could be lurking. Meanwhile, Team 19, that'll be Taserface just looking onwards. You saw for a second on the map there towards the drop another team on the back lines, but Team 15 could potentially hold off for Team Fandy here.
The M16, this is where you want a full auto gun to get that spray in, but the tag, wait, they've got out of the car. They're going to take the fight on this.
They fancy it. They've all dove out. One of them's already pretty much smashed to a million pieces. His teammate gets him over the shoulder. The spray's there with a 6 times confirmed kill. Team eliminated just like that. It was a bit... Oh, did you remove? No,
all good. All good. Marciano Gaming, get in the car, get moving, get driving, get to the safety. The blue is coming, so they've got a nice clean shot at this, just straight up that road, and they're okay. They can divert into the path if they want to.
They just turn up, get a casual 60 points, knock a team out of the competition, and carry on. I mean, fair play to you, lads.
That's exactly what you want if you're them. Get those kills on the board. Everyone else has a little bit of a compound, a little bit of an area to be in. Couple of teams arriving late, but as you said, Lights Out, very passive so far. We needed to see more from them. For me, I wanted to see a bit more aggression, them trying to get those kills, but I guess placement points is what they're here for.
The thing that I don't like about them now is their position, because from Ruins, they have no vehicles. It's just open territory. Okay, it's a bumpy road to get where you want to go. You can play off the defilage. You've got trees, you've got bushes, you've got a lot of angles and divots that you can kind of hunker down into. But the problem is that you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams literally boxing you into a corner. If they don't get that hard shift, that is going to be a nasty, nasty, nasty rotation.
Yeah, it really is. And let's check in with our top 3 teams if we can right now. We still have Team Gate. Well, Gangstar's still okay, but now they need to move. You've seen that new circle? It's all Pachinki. Get on towards the east. Team Gates, where are they right now? They're not looking too bad. I'm pretty sure they're doing okay. They're still in the circle for now on the western side of Pachinki. Couple of shots there as well. Speaking of them, they let one fly. They're still in a good spot. They can be gatekeepers here. They can actually get some points on the board through kills, potentially.
They're only one of, I think, 3 or 4 teams that actually have vehicles at the moment, so they're going to go for a rotation together. We'll keep an eye on Team Gates at the moment because they are just inside the circle, so they could potentially gatekeep some teams here if they get the knowledge that teams are coming forward. The lean's there with the Scar. There's a tag. There is no kill coming out the back of that one just yet, but still doing damage towards your #1 team right now, Gankstars, as they kind of go through this one. They're going to have to run the gauntlet, and they have now arrived at the circle, but there is a team in front of them.
That's first against second right now. That's a big battle. Whoever wins that one out could be huge. So you've got to keep tabs on that. If one of them gets a knock, gets a kill, that's big points picked up and denied. Now look at Team 3, which is those guys. They're not far off from Gankstars either. So Gankstars are in a bit of a predicament. You know, rock in a hard place, call it whatever you want. They need to be very, very cautious and play smart about this. I think they might have just had Team Hectic as well. Here we go. Do they push on this? Do they hold the line? Look at this. Carnage again. This guy, he has been really impressing so far, but this time not going to have that classic M16 with him.
But level 2 chest, level 3 helmet. He's got the defense that he needs, and he can take these fights if he has to. Another tag in the back lines, but no one's going to be falling out of that cat just yet. Very aware of what's going on. I like this communication, teamwork. He now knows that he has someone boxed in just down the ridge. Zute fighting onto Heck. You see that in the kill feed. That's the M4 doing the job. The knock will come through for them. No confirmed kill just yet as I say that. Another knock as well, and a third knock. So Gankstars are now getting involved here. The kills begin to start to rack up on the kill feed, but it looks like someone's getting third-partied there.
Gankstars could have 3 teams pushing their way if they're not careful. They need to be really cautious on some of these fights. It looks like they're up to the challenge on a good few, don't get me wrong, and they're keeping teams humble as well. They're pushing them back. You're going to see a couple of shots coming out. Crypto there, connecting well on his, but the fight continues, and another kill comes in. The aggression is relentless.
It's all starting to get a little bit messy as the land grab ensures. Gankstars are now unfortunately in a bad position, but we saw them in a bad position in the previous round and they end up gaining top 5, which is fair play. It's not first like they did again in the first game, but still, top 5 finish is pretty good. Heading the hands over on Team Hectic. You can see the distress on the players' faces.
Team G25 is over there as well, and we know their aggression, their love for it, so you can see them trying to create an avenue to push. This seems a very, very big character to them. Crypto already going to find one. That's big for him. Knock comes out, and the push coming from Bullet. He wants to get to the high ground so he can shoot downhill, create that fire for them. And it looks like, again, Crypto's there. This could be, finally, potentially Gankstars being pressured very early. They could be in real trouble if they don't find a way out soon.
There's only two of them stood up, 50% of the team remaining. They've only got 2 kills in the bag as well. This will be the first time we've seen them out of the top 10 from regionals. They didn't even do that in regionals. This is scary stuff. Several players answering back. We're just keeping an eye on that kill feed at the moment because it's telling the story of the bigger picture. Players are dropping left, right, and center. Gankstars will get a 3rd player up. That's good for them. 75% of the team back in the fight here. Meanwhile, further afield, we'll look towards Team Gates. They're taking fights to themselves. They got 5 kills, Lauren. 75 points already.
Their position in the circle is phenomenal. They are in the best spot you could imagine. They have safety on that side. They could get flanked on, so keep that in mind. But for now, they are really, really well positioned. And they've got range too. That's even better. The big fight in my eyes is between Team 1, which is Gankstars. You've got Team 3 and Team 7. All these players are aggressive. They're good as well. Those guys are the ones up further towards the north. The ones towards the south right now are G25. And the deadly duo, or maybe triple at this moment, is Gankstars. They're out towards the west.
Oh, this grenade.
That could be big.
Imagine.
That nade, if only it finds its place.
It's done enough damage. It can at least maybe do something. Zute getting tanked up in the background.
That's G25
down as well. That's not good.
But look, 3rd party coming in. G25 are being pressured from elsewhere. They're not getting out of this for free. Another team just rocked up. That's Marciano Gaming just came into the matter. This is such a bloodbath, Richard. Did they just get away with this?
I think they did. They've been helped out by this 3rd party. Look at all these bodies. Everyone's just dropping left, right, center. Meanwhile, all this has happened. Gankstars have still got 3 alive.
That's a team wipe coming in. That's a complete shutout of one of the teams. I think that was potentially those guys who just got found. Yes, it is. Those guys just got completely caught out by that 3rd party coming in from Team 15, which is Marciano Gaming. Now the matter becomes Gankstars up against G25, and it looks like these guys aren't done with it either. They're still hip firing in.
Team 17 just rocked up, unfortunately, to a gunfight, and they are down and dead. As soon as they get out the Dacia, the bullets come flying their way. That's a little bit unfortunate. 12 kills, though, in the bag for the team we've just been on board with.
Quantum's, though, going to be pushing up. We've seen Beowulf as well. He's been knocked a couple of times. He's been feeling the pressure. Looking for an opportunity, finds one, but does he take the shot? Yes, he does! And he gets it delivered. G25 now suffering. Crypto on the other side gets tagged up, moving further forward. He's gone! That's them done for, surely. Gankstars, how did they survive this? And how are they still going?
I have absolutely no idea. They were down to 2 players at one point, but they're back to 3, and they are in fragging form. One more team directly in front of them. That's going to be Zen Gamers. The last remnants of the teams from Pachinki are just coming out, and we're down into the killing fields. The circle's just popped, Lauren. I know we're looking at this fight, but it's pretty much gone the way of lights out.
Here comes the listening with Gankstars.
They have the ultimate potato. The last guy's northwest at a tree, I think.
Yeah, I can't mark the tree right now. Hold on.
Throw a nade out.
Northwest,
last
direct.
guy. Way to push back right. Way to push back right. Let's go.
Okay, hold on. Wait, I'm boosting. Running low on ammo.
You're up the hill still?
Okay, I'm coming over now.
Is my body still in zone? I don't know.
Throwing stuff?
Oh, no.
Up the hill.
It's not.
A 60?
Got hits. Stay up, Angry. Stay up.
I got a knock on one.
Good job, guys.
How many smokes do we have left?
Same tree I knocked him at.
Another down. Oh, wait, no, he's still lit. I just got knocked from Sam from the left. Through the smoke. I'm getting shot through the smoke right now. What the heck? Crawling back. I need a res fast.
Yeah, I'm coming.
I'm still dude, I'm getting hit through.
No, exactly.
What?
Here, let me. Oh. Trying to take the fire from back.
That's literally impossible.
It's just randomly spraying.
Kato's fighting Night Owl, so there's 2 more of ZG that you were just fighting.
Alright, go ZJ. Try to clear it up there.
You can see them trying to work out mentally where all these teams are, where these players are. They know there's a team in front of them, but they're being picked from the side here, Rich. This is going to be very tricky for them to get this one done.
Yeah, the Dungeon Gauntlet has been laid, and 4 players are directly in front of them.
But they've got their backs turned to them. This could be also an issue for Marciano Gaming. They're the ones in front.
For him, Lauren.
Here it is. Zute's going to spot it all out.
This is so unlucky. They went for the run. The Gankstars, they just caught them in the backlines. They've knocked 2. The remnants of Marciano just trying to get in, and look at all these smokes they can just run through. There's 1, there's 2. That's an easy 30 points going down, but now Team 15 have found Wildcard Gaming. The sprays are there, the Bush Lucky comes out. That's a silence 24 on the back as well. He'll be rocking level 3s. Gankstars have made it in there. I've absolutely no idea how.
I don't know how they're alive. I don't know how they're standing, but they are angry. Too angry to die. Apparently, Zute puts down one of his last smokes. They have kept those in the back of their pockets, but Zute did get caught. He is not getting out for free here. This is a big open field, and again, it's going to be Team Gates who get that circle.
Finally into top 5. And I tell you who else is there. It's lights out. They've made it up the top of the board, and they're going to get points on definitely this game.
Who's the remaining member of Foul Play? He's right behind Team... Wow, that could be interesting. Yeah, look at this. This final player, I think, for Foul Play, he's the last man standing. He's playing the long con here. He's going to try and wait that out, and he could potentially ruin Team Gates. But still, oh, that nade
That's
just
rough.
Close enough. Put down your energy drink and get that revive going. Angry's coming back to help him out. Gankstars are not out of trouble just yet.
They don't have a lot of time either, Lauren, and they've got to absolutely move as quickly as possible. That's either the second, third, or maybe even the fourth knock that these 3 players have done. I'll tell you what, they might be working on the edge of their life, but they're doing it so well. To stay alive and keep these players up is absolutely fantastic work. Rolex using the Dacia for some cover. If Gankstars decide to go on the back, where unfortunately they're going to be in all kinds of trouble.
Wildcard Gaming is still into this, and keep in mind they're in 3rd position currently. This could be a huge pickup for them as well if they can try and make this work. We basically have the top 3 fighting it out at the moment. We have Gankstars still in this. We have Team Gates in this. Beowulf trying to spray in with that mini, get that damage on towards the car, but you can see Team Gates hit the deck. They do not want to move. They're in the circle. They're feeling good about it. Here come those smokes, and here come the pushes. Still 5 teams though. There's a lot of individuals still alive.
Zute's just come down. That might be his 4th knock, so you wouldn't expect him to be any more inside this one. Rolex, he takes the peak. Is that Gankstars gone? No, that's Beowulf. They only have 1 player left, and that's going to be Angry, the team captain. Can he do it again? Can he stay alive? Can he pull them into top 3?
I do not know. There's players left, right, center. He's making a run for it. He's making a mad dash for it. He gets past
He walks through one.
He's still going. He doesn't know when he's dead, and he might be able to find a way through this. He still might be able to find further placement for his team. Into the top 4 we go. Kills coming through. WC, there's so many kills coming out right now. Rolex moving in as well. The final circle begins. You can see Rolex pushing into this one. Who still stands? Only 3 teams left alive.
It's Team Gates, though. Look at how many players they have. Is that all 4 still
Angry's
up?
done. Angry's done. We're down to 2 teams. It was the snake in the grass. It's the last man standing. It's Memo. He's doing everything he can. But he goes down in the end to Team Gates.
He may have been able to pick up a kill or 2, but he did so well to survive for so damn long. But Team Gates will be the winner. And I think they had a big kill game, to be honest with you. I'm seeing 8 kills from Samuel. That's a damn good job. And I tell you what, from Mimo, even bigger from him. The team had absolutely no kills whatsoever, but to be able to scrape the barrel. Same goes for Angry. To get into a top 3 scenario from being in 6th place as the last man standing. What a job.
Look at this. Try to be the snake in the grass. You got to make your opportunities count when you can. A 1v3, never easy. He did the best he could, but on the other side, Team Gates, they wanted that victory, and they got it.
It was a good effort at the end to try and stay alive. Again, when you're kind of scraping at the barrel when you're on your own, right?
Yes, you are.
And you're running through the game as a solo. So to be able to pull it up to 2nd, then fair play. I mean, still, you got to talk about, we said, how far can Angry go from top 6 on his own? I think he smashed 2 individual players.
Good. So good.
Survivability is fantastic from the... I think we saw 4 knocks in total, and they still kept 3 players alive.
Incredible work. I want to look back at that game, though. I want to be reminded what we just saw, because there's so much action from start to finish.
And as soon as we do that, we just have to replay this and remind ourselves of SolidFPS's Feels Bad Man. And, of course, straight from that, from a run over, we go into the sweet arrow kill. This was the big one, though, Lauren. This was the absolute massacre with the shotgun. Look at how he just gets turned on. We saw it at the start. It was so good.
That was really filthy work with that shotgun. That makes you mad to be killed by, and Dunn happy to get those kills.
We'll just let this one roll out, and you can see how some of these kills and all this action unfolded. It was a fantastic game number 3. We're moving on to our final game of the day. I think the smaller story from that one was seeing lights out. We said they had to step up to the plate, Lauren. 0 kills, though.
I don't think that's going to be enough for them. I think the desk will probably go into more detail about that. We're seeing the top 3 consistently getting kills and placements. That means it's very hard for a team not getting half of that to be able to push up